when it comes to fat loss or trying to lose weight, there's something that I don't think people are talking about enough. And this thing, if you can understand it, you can capture it, you can use it, I think it could be one of the most powerful tools to have on your utility belt of fat loss when you're trying to lose weight. I genuinely think if you can acknowledge this and you can see how you've maybe tripped up because of this before, you can leave this video with a sense of, actually, I know what to do. Actually, I can do this. And by a few small actionable things, you'll be able to start that cascading journey of fat loss. And the funny thing is about this thing is it's not incredibly complex. It's actually quite a simple concept. It's just quite hard to keep doing. If you can use this, I think it is a surefire way to achieve your weight loss or fat loss goals. For anyone new around here, hi, I'm Joe. I'm a Team GB gymnast turned fat loss coach. And at any point during this video, if you want to find out a little bit more about how I help people lose body fat, lose weight, and achieve their fitness goals, in the description, I've put together everything you need to know in order to lose your next pound of body fat over the next 24 days for free. It's basically all the best bits of advice, top tips and hacks from my years training as a gymnast for the national team and working with people to help them achieve those goals, condensed down into the best bits. And you can get it for absolutely free. First link in the description. When somebody signs up to work with me, usually they're all sharing this one thing in common. Yes, they probably don't know what steps to take next to help the fat loss start to happen. They're not sure whether their training is completely optimal for their goal. Maybe they think that their nutrition could be better in parts, but don't know actually what to do to change that. They don't know what to focus on. And they probably don't have the accountability or somebody there to keep them on track. But the main thing they all share is they're all stuck. They're in a rut and they feel like they can't get out. This rut is a bad place to be, and you can transfer this to any other aspect of your life. What I find is you'll find these ruts across different areas at different stages. So for example, you might have a rut in your career at the moment. You might be thinking, oh, I don't really like my job. I don't know if I want to do this forever, blah, blah, blah. It might be in your fitness and your career might be absolutely amazing. You might think, oh, well, I don't quite like how I feel when I look in the mirror. My partner doesn't find me as attractive as they used to. Whatever it is, these ruts are almost in like little buckets or pockets, parts of your life. Somebody signs up and they think that I'm going to come in and change every single aspect of their life at once. I'm going to say, right, Sally, you need to be in the gym 8 days a week. You need to be doing this plan. You're going to spend 2 hours in here. I don't want you to eat any carbs. You have to track every single calorie, every single second. You're not allowed to drink alcohol. You're doing this, that, that. They think I'm going to come in and do that, when actually that wouldn't work. And maybe for that 1% of people that would work. My one aim when somebody joins is to help them gain this one thing: momentum. Now, momentum is incredibly powerful. I want you to imagine the old snowball effect. At the start, when you build a snowball, you're just scraping little bits of snow together, and it's not very impressive, it's not very big. But over time, once you get a decent shape, and then I'm having nostalgic throwbacks now. You get a bigger one, and then you push it slightly, and you roll it, and you roll it, and as you're rolling it, it's getting bigger and bigger. And this is exactly the same effect I'm trying to create when I work with people when it comes to fat loss. I want them to have a few simple wins. I want them to hit their calories for the first day. I want them to see a pound down on the scales in the first week, in the first 2 weeks. I want them to get these wins because I know once we stack 2, 3, 4, 5, that momentum is going to carry us. Once you're in the position of the massive snowball going down a hill, you become pretty unstoppable. Then my job as a coach is to guide you as you go down the hill, to miss the rocks or miss the people. It's to guide you and change path, course correct. Whereas the first steps is essentially being a massive motivator. I call this getting traction. When you commit to something, that is the first step of getting traction. Then you imagine, right, What problems are we having? We have that chat. Okay, I really struggle with this, A, B, C, D. Okay, done. What's that? Okay, then I think about how I solve that. We get you in the community, get you around other people, so you've got a network, a support group that are going to help encourage you, motivate you, talk about problems, all of those things. You've got that. I give you the training app. You get on the training app, you get your program, you get the things. These are all little segments of traction. Then you get your nutrition plan. Okay, what are we doing? I give you my nutrition tools, everything you need to succeed. And I'm piecing together this momentum jigsaw for you. And that's when it really kicks in. Then once you are actually seeing how this stuff works and it's together, I'm course correcting. Whenever I'm stuck with something, I find the hardest thing getting started. Even maybe filming this video, for example. I come in and I'm thinking, I'm distracting myself and I'm checking if my laptop's still there, my screen's still there, my phone. I'm doing all these things. And then once I get started, it's so much easier than actually getting into that first position to start. This is exactly what it feels like with fat loss. It's a lot easier to lose your next couple of kilograms after you've lost a couple. But the first couple are going to feel like the hardest thing ever. Earlier on this week, I was pretty sick. I had 2 days written off. And this isn't, I'm terribly, terribly poorly. I understand. I had a sickness bug, okay? But what it made me and really reminded me of, and you get these lessons, don't you, through life? Actually, my momentum was really, really good. And then having this roadblock or this situation, it is tough to get going. Yesterday, I got back in the gym and everything felt hard. And I sound incredibly ungrateful for this, right? But it did. I know there's people in much worse positions, but it was a lot harder to get in, to see my weights down, see this. Today, I've had another session and I'm not back to 100% by no means, but I'm a little bit closer. And this is something you can apply to where you are right now. You probably feel like you want to get back to maybe the fitness you had in your 20s, but you're probably above 30 if you're watching this. You maybe don't like how you feel when you look in the mirror. You see somebody else. You wish you could see your younger self. You really just want this confidence that you used to have that you can take across other areas of your life. And you feel like getting that confidence back is this massive, massive journey. And in a way it is. But what you don't understand is actually, if you start small and you focus on, okay, what's just the next action I can do? What's the next thing I can do? And my amazing mentor, Paul Moore, calls this how to stop stopping. He talks about how people say, I've fallen off the rails, or I've fallen off the bandwagon, I've gone off the rails, sorry. And what he says is actually, if you can get yourself into a position where you don't fall off, there isn't any rails to fall off or a bandwagon, you can just do the minimum dose effect of staying where you are or to see progress. You will never have these big setbacks in the same way. You are holding that momentum, if you like. The snowball, it may not be flying down the hill with momentum, but it's not getting smaller. Have you ever got your car stuck? Or do you know somebody when a car has been stuck in some mud? Okay, so the car has no traction in the wheels and it's spinning. You probably feel like this. You probably feel like you want to achieve X, you want to lose 5 kilograms, you want to feel better, but your wheels are spinning and you just can't get out of this position you're in, this rut. What do you do in this situation? You try to gain traction. You put some wood behind the tyres and the tyre is trying to gain friction, traction on the wood with the mud, and you're trying to get a little bit of push to gain traction. Once you've got that traction, you gain some momentum, bit of rocking, and hopefully, eventually the car gets freed. You are this car. You are not going to get to your dream physique or dream levels of confidence next week. But what you can do by next week is have had 7 days of nutrition where you're making better food choices, you're more active, you're drinking more water, you've been to the gym a couple of times, even if that is to go into the studio and do a very simple workout routine that you found somewhere. Or this is where I start with people. People think that if they've never been to the gym before, I'm going to throw them in the gym and put them under a squat rack. No. Most of my clients have never been to the gym before. I'll send them in. Right, what we're going to do today, Sheila. So I don't just work with women. It seems to be the names I pick out straight away. Sheila, what we're going to do, it's go on the treadmill for 20 minutes. In that time, you're going to get used to the space. Okay, where are the toilets? Where's the studio? Where's this? Then what you're going to do, you're going to go through to the studio, and I've given you these 5 exercises. I want you to try in the studio. Make sure there's not a class on at the same time, because then you'll have no confidence and you won't want to kind of do it. And often, that is my first thing. That's the win. That's the first workout. Because I know if I can get them in that position, then once they know what they're doing, I can then focus on, right, so we can make a lot of progress here. Let's make this harder. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. And suddenly you're in the gym and you're on the machines and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing that because you've gained unstoppable momentum. It's only 6 months down the line where you get messages like this and you suddenly realize how much progress you've made. You've been trying to get to this next level and suddenly you're months out of your rut. Everything in your life is going better because you started with the most important thing, yourself, getting your mindset right, getting your body right, getting your health back on track. And suddenly the thought of you going back to that rut is just unfathomable. If you feel like you're in this position where nothing's working, you can't get out, don't think about, okay, I want to lose 10 kilograms by Christmas. I want you to think, how can you lose your first kilogram and then do that more times? How can you just change a couple of things this week that mean if you did it 4 times for the next month, progress is inevitable. When you work with me, I give you everything you need to succeed. You've got a training app, you get all your workouts sent to your phone, you get a full nutritional tracking capability, structure, macros, what you need, tips, tricks, how to do this. I've got lots of tools that I use with my clients. We've got a Meal Generator Pro, which means you can completely generate your whole week every single day, never run out of meal ideas again. We've got an amazing community, but most importantly, you're working with me one-to-one. It's not a team, it's still me. I'm a small enough coach still that you get that experience of having me in your corner helping you. And if that sounds like a bad idea and you don't think I inspire you, you don't think we'd get on, I'll be honest, I don't think you'd be the right fit for the program. But if you want to work with somebody who has been in these ruts, whether it be mentally or physically, has come from an adverse background, knows what it's like as an elite gymnast to have to be rubbish at something for years, over a decade. It took me over a decade to become okay at gymnastics. And I'm sitting here telling you that I still struggle with these things. So to think that we're going to just suddenly get to this point of never doubting ourselves or never being in a rut again, or it's not going to happen. But what does happen is you become better. We get better at handling ourselves and we get better at how to stop stopping. If you don't know what to do next, the first link in the description, I've put everything you need to know and I'll send it to you over the next 24 days for free. It takes 2 minutes to read, nice and simple, to get you to that first or next pound of body fat lost. Pound of body fat lost, because I've condensed those years, those things. You're going to get information, hacks, tips, advice, problems that my clients have had, how they've solved them. You're going to get that for free, and it's the perfect place to start. So you can grab that. It's absolutely free. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and YouTube is going to suggest that because you're watching this one and you enjoyed it and I appreciate you, you should probably watch that video as well.